excited to have game one in the bank. We played well at times. There's some things you always wish you could go back and correct. Just off I don't have any stats here in front of me, so you guys probably have a better idea what it looks like statistically. A couple things that jump out to me. We got to be better in the red zone. We got to take care of the football offensively. Would be two things that I think are critical, something that we've put a lot of stress in and emphasis into early in fall camp. We'll continue to do that. And then there was probably about 4 penalties today that are just, they're the intolerable type. We had a offensive lineman that was too deep, illegal formation. We had a low block on a interception return. We should know better than do that. Coach Entz didn't get a timeout called on the third down. That was frustrating. So that flag is my fault. I got no problem with that. I probably get wrapped up in the game a little bit too much sometimes. And then I think we had a false start or something like that. Things that we can control. Guys, I don't get too worried about Cole Wisniewski or the holding calls because one week they're holding, the next week they're not. That's the human part of the game and the stripes out there. But the pre-snap, the sideline things, I can address that. We can be better. Thank goodness they didn't come back to bite us. But I'm looking forward to this week. I'm going to open it up for questions.
What did you think of Quincy today, first start?
I thought it was really solid. I was impressed. I thought he did a really good job. We tried to emphasize some quick game with him, getting him out, some stops, some hitches, get it to our playmakers. At some point, you got to rely on guys like Christian and Raja and Phoenix to break some tackles. But if we could take those high percentage throws, and you saw the respect that Christian Watson gets, that corner was playing 7, 8, 9 yards off. We had the stop route, we had the hitch quite a bit during the course of the game. Really, it turned into perimeter run game for us, so it was good. We got to do a better job of ball security. There was a couple breakdowns there. I thought maybe once or twice he held on to it a little bit too long, and that may be a byproduct of just practice. They're in the red jersey. We stay away from our quarterbacks, and they get accustomed to that in practice. And so having today is probably a good refresher on the tempo of the game. And hey, those guys across from you are pretty good players too.
How those first 2 defensive turnovers helped motivate the offense, get the offense going?
Well, I think anytime we can play complementary football, it's a positive. And so to see our defense come up with some turnovers was exciting. Something, again, that we've emphasized, that's situational football. Getting after it, getting a great pressure on the quarterback. The ball disruption is critical for our success, and did a good job. Gave the offense some short fields at different times. Albany was an excellent football team. You go back, we knew we were going to have our work cut out. You go back and look at their 2019 film, they were pretty impressive. Playoff victory on the road against Montana State. We knew they were a solid team, and Coach does a really good job. They play hard.
Wolfer down to, 19 yards or something.
I'm sorry.
Wolfer, he had like 19 yards or something.
Yeah. Well, I think when you can make teams one-dimensional, we have some pretty talented kids up front. You saw Spencer Wedge, and they respected our defensive ends. You saw them chipping with tight ends and backs continuously, but we did get some good pressure. Eli Mostart had a big sack. Spencer Wedge had a good sack. Tony Pierce had good pressure off the edge. So, anytime you can take away or limit the run game, it does open up or allow our guys to pin their ears back and go a little bit.
Do you feel like your cornerback battle kind of played itself out today?
I'd be probably. I don't know if I could speak to that right now. I mean, there's a lot of guys on the field that I'm trying to see the big picture during plays. I'll tell you this though: to see Destin Talbert finish on the football, I know is critical for us, but also for his confidence moving forward. That was a huge pick. We played some loose cover 2 on that one. He kept sinking on quarterback eyes, and the quarterback just led him right to the football. So just the fact that he was able to finish, I think is a big positive. So I'm excited for him right now. That's a big play for him. He needed that.
With the game he had, what made Dom Gonnella so comfortable out there?
Well, it's year 2 now, and so experience does that. Preparation. When you have great preparation, I think that breeds confidence in our players. He's running at a different level than what he's run at in the past. I think he's stronger in the lower body than what he was in the spring, but again, that happens with maturity, a year with Coach Kramer. And I think when he was away from us for about 6 weeks down in Arizona playing minor league baseball, I think he put his time in. You could tell he came back and he was ready to play football.
You speak Christian Watson's block on Dom's run in the second half, to begin the second half, and just not only what that does obviously for that play, but for your sideline. I mean, the guys were going absolutely insane.
Bison pride. Taking care of business, making sure that your teammate, his play is as important as yours. And so that's what I accredit it to, Bison pride.
Matt, I feel like college football's back.
It did today. It was exciting.
I know it's back that spring, but the whole
This is the way
atmosphere-
it's supposed to be. It sure was. I stopped at the corner of Albrecht and I believe it's maybe 17th or something like that today, and just took a good breath and looked at tailgating. I was joking we have a number of recruits here today that tailgating lot was probably the third or fourth biggest city in the state of North Dakota today. And that's pretty impressive when you can talk about the volume of people that were there. The crowd was outstanding today. They didn't forget what they were doing. They know third down, they're supposed to get loud, and they did today. And you saw some of that. I mean, they struggled to change plays. Play clock was running down. They had some situations where they didn't have enough players on the field, and I'm going to credit that to the energy and the excitement of our fans.
Matt, can you describe the continued emergence of Eli Mostart and what he's done up front for you?
He wants to be really good, and when you have guys that have that hunger and the desire to be the best, and his brother has it too, they push each other. Now, you have those two around each other too long, you want to separate them real quick because it's like Tom and Jerry. But that's what twins do, and they challenge each other. He's 280 right now. He's done everything we've asked. He has that twitchiness where if he probably had to jump outside, he could. But he's a difference maker right now because of that explosiveness he has, and I think Will is on that track too.
Special teams continue to carry over from the spring. I know you missed a field goal, but Jaden, granted it was a penalty, but still had a monster return there. Can you describe that?
He did. And again, I'm not going to get too upset right now. He had multiple. The earlier return, he got it back to the line of scrimmage. I mean, that flipped the field. And we took the ball and took the ball out of their control, and they wanted to pin us deep, and all of a sudden we were able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. That's critical. And for every yard we can gain on special teams, it's 1% closer to scoring. And so if we can get big returns, we need to score touchdowns then, and we got to continue to be better in the red zone. And I know we will. I know we will. Speaking of throws today, Josh Babbage, big time catch, big time throw in the end zone from Quincy. That was really good football right there, and that ball was put about only where Josh Babbage could have caught it.
About the edge of Riney's range, you're in a weird kind of part of the field. What went into that?
We were right on the edge of it, and let's stretch him out a little bit and see what we can get to. We needed to get some points. He's got a big leg. He's got a strong leg. He's one of those guys that we need to make sure that we can't kick him too much. He's kind of been, the injury bug has got him a few times. He works really hard at it, but this was an opportunity. We wanted to see where he's at, and we'll move forward. Maybe we got to be within that range, but it's good to know now.
What happened on that Albany touchdown play?
Bad tackling, bad pursuit, bad cup. It'll be part of our TNT. Takes no talent. On Monday afternoon with our players. We're better than that. That was frustrating, especially after what we just did offensively. We were able to get a big score with about 20 seconds left, and you got to be ready to play every snap. Those guys, they got scholarship players there too. They want to win.
Any injuries today?
Not that I know of. Don, let me ask you a question. How'd it go? Day one,
We gotta look at the tape.
No, believe me, I'm gonna. Believe me. Monday, when my press conference is over, you're going to get into the hot seat. I'm going to ask you questions. Anything else, guys? Awesome. Thanks. Appreciate it.
Quincy, did it live up to what you thought in your mind about first Bison game starting?
Yeah, I mean, we definitely got some things we could clean up. But, I mean, as far as just the atmosphere, fans, the entrance, even though I messed the entrance up a little bit, but we're not going to speak on that. But, I mean, just the whole experience, it was exactly what I thought it would be.
Your performance and how do you evaluate that?
I mean, kind of like how it was with the offense, just there's a lot of things we can clean up. I mean, we had if I had to grade it, probably like a B-. So it's not terrible, but definitely not an A, which is what we strive for. And I just feel like, coming Monday and then, the rest of next week, we'll just be striving to get that A.
Was there a time during this game where you kind of like felt your feet get under you? It's been a while since you played football. I mean, did you take a lick, or did you complete a pass where it's like, all right, I got my feet under me again?
I mean, honestly, really the whole week, everybody's like asking me, am I excited? And I kind of wasn't. Like, I was just kind of like in a zone. It was weird. And so, like, from the very first snap, I just kind of felt like I was there the whole time. And I mean, it's a good feeling, to say the least. But I would say, like, just from the very beginning of the game, I felt like I was there.
Quincy, when Dom has a game like he does, how much does that help you out?
I mean, when we come out from, was that halftime, and we scored however many yard touchdown, that makes the game a lot easier when we don't have to, run continuous plays, get us off the field. And, it's cool to have a back like that can just break one whenever.
With the defense getting those turnovers in the first half and your touchdowns, how much did that help you guys get going on offense?
Yeah, I mean, NC always talks about complementary football, and, it's like without defense, offense is nothing. Without offense, defense is nothing. And I just feel like having a defense like that doesn't let up points, like, I feel like I said this in another conference, like, if we put up 20 points, we're winning the game because defense isn't giving up more than 14. So, and that's guaranteed almost every week.
Did you have a view of Christian's kind of like chase down block for Dom, and Dom, what did you see when one just kind of came into your peripheral there?
Yeah, well, I was probably like 20 yards behind him, but I was chasing too. I'm not as fast as Dom and Christian, but I was running with him, and I actually jumped over Christian after he made that block. And I mean, it's cool to see a player of his caliber that, All-American and can really do whatever, make a block like that. And I feel like that speaks to this team and, the type of people we recruit.
Through that 75-yard run.
Our line was blocking really well the whole game, and they kind of just collapsed on the outside. So I pressed my block, do the basic things, and it just bounced. I tried to take off as fast as I could.
How eager were you to have a game in the Dome? Grant, I know you played last year, but have this kind of experience today.
Extremely. I was just waiting for it from day one that I touched foot in Fargo. I was like, I can't wait to play in the full Dome, and it was everything that I thought it was going to be and more. So it was awesome.
You had the success in the Eastern Washington game. You had a couple touchdowns. Did it feel like, not necessarily pressure, but feel like, okay, I know where my part is in the offense now?
Yeah, definitely. I felt a lot more comfortable on the field, way more comfortable on the field. The preparation was really good throughout fall camp. More confident and comfortable on the field.
Your pick and what you saw pre-snap, and then as everything kind of.
Okay, yeah, so they was in 3 wide, and I was just reading 3-2. It was in the cover 4 family, and then D-line got a bunch of push up front and put the quarterback on his heels, and the ball came up in the air. And at that point, it was my job to make the play.
Describe, I know it's a regular season game. I remember the emotion you had at Sam Houston last year. Come back out, you have a big play, the defense plays well. Can you describe, I guess, the 180 degree of difference?
Yeah, definitely. Walking off that field at Sam Houston, we definitely felt like we needed to do more as a defense, as a whole team. And all summer we worked all fall camp. We was just like putting in the time, like the extra film, just the extra lifts on the jug machine after practice, just because we knew that we had to bring it to the next notch. And I think like all the hard work that we put in like this summer and off season like paid off, but still not where we want to be yet, but trending in the right direction for sure.
Do you feel like under Cuffler got a little more uncomfortable?
Yes, definitely. Our looks and disguises were definitely on point today. I definitely think we had him guessing on coverages, and at that point, just throwing the ball up to us and letting us go make some plays.
Dawson, you got a number of teammates kind of competing with each other for those cornerback spots. What did you think of the corners today from your vantage point?
Corners played a great game. They had double moves, they had go balls, and they were just riding their man out in press coverage, off-man coverage, and they were just playing a great game overall, as well as the whole defense.
Dawson, I know that takeaways were a big theme in the offseason coming into this one. How does it feel the first game you guys get 3 of them?
Yeah. Our goal of this whole offseason was 3 takeaways per game, and it's been that that's code read defense. It's 3 takeaways per game, and we met our goal today. So just get back to work on Monday and keep going in the right direction.
Can you compare the atmosphere from last spring to today?
Electric, man. I just love being out there in front of Bison Nation, screaming that first third down. I had goosebumps, but I've been here before, and I still get, I have those goosebumps. So it's exciting to just have all the fans back, and I know we were juiced this whole week to get going.
You want to wear the throwbacks again? Throwback jerseys?
I'm not opposed to it. I'm down. I like these uniform combinations for sure.